Welcome back, my Taurus friend. This is the Divine Phoenix Rising Tarot, and I am Zachary. Thank you for joining me here today for your weekly read of the week of October 9th. So I did get your monthly read up for the eclipse and the new moon. More specifically, if you haven't watched that yet, I highly encourage you to go back and watch that. This is going to go more into detail of the week here of the eclipse. So there may be some similar messages that have come through. You're the sixth sign that I'm doing right now, and so far there definitely have been similar messages or themes floating through, which makes sense because we're looking at the eclipse for this week. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here for you. This read, or these readings, are going to be a bit shorter than the monthly reads, going into a little bit more detail there. So I am using my my Light Seers deck, excuse me, and I just realized I was calling this the Witchy, my Witchy Tarot. It's the Modern Witch Tarot. And then I do have my Standard Rider deck as well that I'll be using for any clarifications that I feel are needed. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. So with Taurus, you had the energy with the eclipse of fresh starts, new opportunities. And some of you may be aware of what some of those new opportunities or fresh starts are in line with, or what that has to do with for you, and some of you may not. So I encourage this week for you to keep your eyes open for what those fresh starts could be. They can definitely be opportunities outside of yourself, as far as a job, or somewhere that you are living, or could be relationship for some of you, but I really get more fresh starts for a lot of you is like an inside reset. It's been a very tumultuous time for quite some time, and this is an opportunity to get some illumination for you on what maybe you do want to start over on. Maybe you want to give yourself a new chance. Or maybe you need to reset, the way that you're thinking about something, or the way that you're engaging with something, or the way that you're just carrying yourself in the world. This is definitely a possibility. So anyway, all right, Spirit, what messages do we have today for Taurus for the week of October 9th? What does Taurus need to know? Six of Swords. We got the Queen of Wands and the Moon. And then the Nine of Wands. All right. So I'm going to pull from my Witchy Tarot, my Modern Witch deck here, to get same four cards as the monthly, your bane, your boon, clarification on the outcome, and then what energy needs to be cleared in order for you to have the best possible outcome for this week. So Spirit, what does Taurus need to know? So we've got the Ace of Wands. I've got this all flipped around. Ace of Wands. I don't read reversals at this point. So Queen of Wands. You've got Death. And then the Empress. Okay. So let's chug right along here. So with the Six of Swords, this is... Oh, actually, check out the bottom of the deck here. So you have the Four of Wands. And you have this in your monthly reading too, actually. This is a celebration. Enjoying time with people. This could be a party. It can be a marriage and a wedding as well. So for some of you that could be more specifically applied, but I think that's probably less of you than others. For the most part, there is I think there could even be fear surrounding maybe some coming nuptials, or a party that you're throwing for Halloween. I don't know. or maybe you just have social anxiety about being around other people. So coming into this situation, we've got the Six of Swords. And Six of Swords is all about, what this is telling me is a lot of you are either right now or have been in the near past dealing with some choppy waters. Most of you, like for yourself, and some of you with others, but a lot of the times those can be interlaced. So what this is telling me is that you are coming into a place, though, of more peace and calm instead of being on those choppy waters. This is something that you may have been hopping on and off that boat for a minute. I don't know. We'll take a look here. So, Queen of Wands, this is what isn't important right now. It's not that it's not important. Just for this week, we're not focusing on this. And the Queen of Wands is that energy of building the life that you want, putting the components into play that you want to build the life that's perfect for you. She is a self-made person. They are a self-made person. And she's confident and she's generous because she's built the life that she wants, and she wants to help other people do that as well. So what this is saying to me is that not that you shouldn't focus on putting your life together, because that's not something that ever really makes sense to put on hold. You're constantly co-creating your reality, so that's something that's very important to participate in all the time. What this is saying to me now is that it's not important to be trying to help others get their shit together. I mean, what I'm really getting from this, what Spirit's saying is you're needing to get your shit together. In the last reading, there was a lot of, some of you have it together, and I think some of you don't. So whoever this message is for, that's what they're talking about. This isn't a time for you of, emanating this wondrous, generous energy towards others, because you need that for yourself right now. And especially having the moon here. Okay. Sorry about that, Taurus. My ring light here was just being finicky. That's really bizarre. So the moon is what I was saying here. This is the energy that's important right now to be focusing on for this week, being that we do have the eclipse and the new moon happening on the 14th. What's really important this week is to focus on those things that we do want instead of those things that we don't want. Because whatever it is that you're focusing on this week has a much, much higher potential of becoming the reality that you're jumping into. The eclipse is a portal. It's a time to jump into the reality and the life that you truly want. So Spirit is encouraging everybody this week to focus on the things that you do actually want instead of the things that you don't want. So if any of you are having an issue, maybe getting stuck in your head or ruminating on those things that aren't your favorite about your life, and whether that's job, home life, family life, anything, yourself personally, don't forget about them, and take them into consideration, but don't get stuck on them. And that's not for everyone. Like, if there are situations where you really need to sift through some things right now, that's important. But for most of you, you got the moon. And the moon is... all right, Taurus, let's try that again. I was having an issue here with my ring light. So if it goes off again, I'm just going to keep going. You get to experience tarot after dark. But yes, so what's important here is the moon. And the moon is all about mysteries. It's all about what is going on under the surface. It could be about, your emotions. What this is saying is that it's important right now to really get in touch with your emotions. What is going on underneath the surface that is causing you to feel however it is that you're feeling about something. And I don't want to lay too heavily on, a wedding component here, but that is interesting that popped up again for you. So like I said, there's been similar cards that are popping up throughout these readings. So the moon, there's just a request here from Spirit to really, really get to the bottom of how you're feeling and maybe what you're feeling. Because a lot of the times, if we're not too in touch with our emotional side, and you Taurans are definitely it's a strong earth energy, and depending on what you have in your chart, maybe you are in touch with your emotions, but this is for those who are not. It's not really your natural talent to dive deep into what is hidden. We all have the ability to do this, and right now especially, it's important for us to do this work. But Spirit is requesting that instead of worrying about helping other people and what you think they need to do to better their life, they're asking you to get in touch with your inner world. There's something under the surface that is not conscious to you, and it needs to be conscious. So where this is heading, or the reason for this, what it's good for, you got the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is an energy of resiliency. So this individual has built something for themselves. And this is something of substance. This is something that should stick around. And so there's an energy of not really defending, but more, I guess, like protecting something that you've built. Maybe you have worked hard on components of yourself, and there is a situation that may be threatening the strength of that. Maybe it's you. Maybe you need to protect against yourself right now. I don't think that's for everybody, but I'm going to clarify these as well. But there's definitely a request here about diving down deep into your emotional depth and protecting something. Protecting something you've built, like I said. Maybe for some of you it's a relationship. Having the Six of Swords here, like I said, you're moving into calmer waters, and thank God. But maybe your relationship's been affected because of that. I don't know the reason why you've been in choppy waters. Maybe you've been going through this process of trying to figure yourself out a bit. And take this as it resonates. Like I said, this message is not for everyone, but I'm very strongly getting that, and I do want to clarify some of them. So your challenge this week is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is a spark of inspiration. It's the start of a new passion or creative project, something like that. So what this is saying to me, and I think it's connected, especially being in the wand suit here, it's connected to whatever it is that you're protecting. Maybe some of you are feeling like you're feeling inspired to try something new, and you shouldn't. I'm going to clarify these, because you've got a lot of wands here, which tells me that maybe there's some issues with passion, or what drives you in your inner world, your spirit, your soul. So yes, that's your challenge this week. And your the good stuff, your blessing this week, is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is an individual who is very charismatic. She's very fiery. It's a very fiery person. She shines her light, and she doesn't give a shit how bright it is, whether you like it or not. So for some of you, this could be an actual person. Maybe there's a person in your life that emulates that energy, or maybe there's maybe Spirit is asking you to emulate this energy yourself. Maybe in whatever it is that you're protecting here, you are being asked to move forward in just being you. If you are that that fiery energy. If not, I feel like this is somebody outside of you. I'm going to actually clarify quite a few of these because this is kind of an interesting read. So clarifying the outcome here, the outcome here protecting the Nine of Wands, what this is good for, we've got death. And death is an ending. Death is a natural ending. So this I'm kind of getting, for some of you, this protection might be protecting yourself. I am getting a relationship, like for some of you, maybe most of you, maybe you've built something and it's asking you to protect that. I don't know what it's a threat from, but of possibly ending, to protect from that. I'm really gonna do some clarifying here because it's a little too open-ended for my taste, and probably for yours too. So the energy that you need to clear for the best possible outcome here, you've got the Empress. And the Empress is, she's an intuitive person. She is the combination of all of the queens. So she's got that balanced divine feminine inside of her. I absolutely want to clarify this too, because I feel like this message here is a bit, like I said, more ambiguous than I would prefer. So she is, she's all about being nurturing and in the more emotional realm. So to have this coming out asking you to dive deep, and maybe this isn't your emotions so much as it is maybe getting down to why, into the subconscious. There's a mystery, something's going on. Maybe some of you are behaving in some ways and you're not sure why. And so this is a time for you to dive deep and figure that out, because you're just acting because something is going on in your subconscious and you don't know why. So let's clarify a lot of this, because I want to know. Excuse me. Maybe some of you aren't saying something that you need to say. Spirit, can we get some clarification here on... I'm going to clarify all of these cards, to be honest with you. Six of Swords. Get some clarification on the Six of Swords. This may be a time of... It just feels like a time of, like, there's an adjustment going on. Ace of Pentacles. Can I clarify the Queen of Wands, please? So I'm getting, like, with the Six of Swords and having the Ace of Pentacles come out as well. Queen of Wands, we've got Death. What I'm getting from that is that maybe finances have been a bit tricky for a minute. It's causing those more rough waters. It's one of the easiest ways to go straight to depression, that kind of stress of not... Maybe some of you had a new business or job that didn't work out or wasn't what you thought it was in the end. But we're moving away from that, so that's great. Death is clarifying the Queen of Wands. Can we clarify the Moon, please? Got the Five of Pentacles. Okay, Nine of Wands, please. We got the Four of Swords. And then we're going to go straight down the line here and clarify all of these as well. We get some clarification on the remainder of these cards, please, here, Spirit. Sure, why not? Oh, come here. Okay. So Ace of Wands is clarified by the World. We've got the Seven of Cups clarifying the Queen of Wands. Knight of Swords clarifying Death. And the Five of Wands clarifying the Empress. Okay. And then bottom of the deck, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So I'm feeling, for a lot of you, or some of you, there's a fear over loss right now. Something being lost. And that could be, like I said, maybe it was a job or business venture. Something really promising that was offered at one point. And that's not to say that it isn't still promising. There's just, you have been experiencing these choppy waters with the Six of Swords here over whatever this promising venture was. But it's telling you that you're moving into something more peaceful. So having the Queen of Wands clarified by Death here, what that's telling me, kind of just what I was saying earlier, it's not, because this is what's not important. So it's not important for you to focus on, we're just in the dark now. It's not important for you to focus on worrying about how to help other people figure out their life. So we're putting an end to going outside of ourselves. Because I think what I'm getting is that we have a tendency sometimes to try to adjust other people's situations when we're not feeling comfortable with our own. So Spirit's just telling you to stop doing that. Don't worry about that. That's not your job right now. Take care of your own house, right? Glass houses. So the Moon being clarified by the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is all about being out in the cold, being destitute, feeling like you're outside of that warmth. So this is really, for some of you, a lot of you, is pointing to some sort of relationship, whether it's with yourself, your family, significant other. It's talking about being outside of that warmth. So at one point, something, that promising endeavor, that offer of something promising, was providing warmth, and for some reason it's not right now. So Spirit's asking you to get to the bottom of it. Why is that happening? Why are you feeling like you're out in the cold? Because I think for most of you, whoever's experiencing this, I don't think you are actually out in the cold, especially based on this next card here with the Four of Swords. Maybe you're like exhausted. Maybe you're overworked, and that makes it really hard to figure out how you're actually feeling. So when you're tired, a lot of the times we tend to be pretty cranky, and we take it out on those people that are closest to us. And so I'm just feeling that Spirit's asking you to get to the bottom of what is making you feel like you're out in the cold, because I don't feel like you actually are. Maybe some of you are, but I don't feel like you actually are. So the outcome here, needing to defend, what you need to defend, Four of Swords is about rest, recharging, relaxation. R&R, Rachel Ray. So that's kind of why I'm feeling like maybe some of you are exhausted, or maybe you need to take a freaking nap. Because being sleep deprived, being tired is not going to help you see anything clearly. That's for sure. So your challenge this week being the Ace of Wands, that inspiration, something being clarified by the World. The World is an ending. It's the end of, not an ending like death. Death is a natural end to something. This is the end of a cycle. So maybe this is like a defense mechanism. Maybe your challenge this week is with the moon going within and finding out why you're operating the way that you're operating. You know that feeling where you're like watching your life play out in front of you and you don't feel like you're in control of your actions, even though we have to take responsibility or accountability for our actions. Sometimes that happens if there's a program that's running inside of us, and we feel like we're just doing something and we're not in control of that. That's kind of what I'm feeling to this. That's your challenge. You need to get to the bottom of why you're doing what you're doing. It's time to wake up. With your blessing, the good stuff this week, being the Queen of Wands, having that fiery energy, that really bright light, really. That's the way I see the Queen of Wands. She is a bright light, and she doesn't give a shit if you think it's too bright. Like, put on some sunglasses then. Sorry, I don't care if you have a headache. This is my light. Being clarified by the Seven of Cups here. Seven of Cups is all about indecision. It's all about also like having a lot of choices. So the way that I'm taking this is, and being in the good stuff section, maybe you have more options to bring that light back out within yourself than you think you do. I think, like I said, a lot of you are tired, you're exhausted, overworked, and that's making it hard for you to get to the core of who you are, or to really operate as you are. So your blessing with the eclipse this week is being able to, there are many avenues, I think, that you can get back to that bright light that you are. Clarifying the outcome, we had death originally with the moon, and now having that clarified by the Five of Pentacles, what that's saying is the end. So this death is the end of you feeling like you're out in the cold, feeling like you're outside of some warmth, whether that's a relationship, your boss's favor, your family life. Maybe you've been on the outs or been feeling like you're on the outs. And I feel like it's not really real. Like, not that it's not real. Don't mean to gaslight. That it's not as substantial as you're making it be. Because that's what's coming in with the Four of Swords. If you're tired, everything feels more magnified. So get some sleep. Get some sleep and make sure you're eating and taking care of yourself, and then reapproach whatever's going on here. So yes, the death being clarified by the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is all about, he's very quick moving energy, but he moves towards the success that he wants. He moves towards his goals. So what that's saying to me is, instead of focusing on what you don't want, which is being out in the cold, not being a part of that warmth that you want to be a part of, to start moving towards, and as quickly as possible, let that die, and then move towards what you do want as quickly as possible. If that is a relationship, move towards, if this is what you want, move towards that original promise. If it's a job, and something's not being fulfilled, maybe go talk to your boss. Like, what's up? I thought this is what was going on. Fortune favors the bold. And you are bold. So the energy that needs to be cleared here with the Empress, what I'm getting with the Five of Wands that's coming through. So what I'm getting with that is that the energy that needs to be cleared here is this need to battle or to spar, not fight, because the Five of Wands is not, they're not swords, they're practice fighting. So there has been this, like, what I'm feeling is like this catty attitude around something. And I really feel like it's because you're not sleeping, or you're not taking care of it. You're not getting your nutrients. Take your multivitamin. I don't know what it is that's causing you to feel drained, but that needs to go, because it's really causing some strife here. Yeah, you can do this, Taurus. Like I said, just get back to the basics here of your state, your stability, your house here, the foundation. Sleep, food, water. Get your basics taken care of. And then start to address what is really going on just under the surface. Because I don't feel like this is deeply under the surface. I feel like with just a little bit of effort, you can figure that out. And start to let this coldness, being out in the cold, let that die. You can do this, Taurus. Thank you for joining me here this week. I hope this was helpful for some of you. If it resonated, please like, share, comment, subscribe. I would love to continue to take you on this journey with me. And yes, love you. Thanks for being here, Taurus. We'll see you next week.